The floor is feeling pretty cold on the house right now with no skirting, so we're gonna get into that today and try to get that closed up. We took a bunch off when we started the addition build, so we're gonna see if hopefully the pieces we took off will fit and we can reuse them. We're gonna have to dig some sort of like a trench, not very big or anything, where the wood is gonna sit from the bottom of the skirting. And we wanna get some gravel in there so that there's some good drainage. We don't wanna have any water sitting there, even though there shouldn't be water getting there in the first place, but just another level of protection. And yeah, we're just gonna get right into it.
The heavy load.
Concrete?
Nope. It's rock.
I'm burning bridges with society. Oh, my heart can't be tamed, it keeps pulling me across the canyon, into the great unknown, into the wild, to the wild, to the wild I go. Oh, oh, oh. Into the wild I go. Oh, oh. It's time to break free from all that's holding me. I'm letting go of all I'm supposed to be. It's time to give up into the wild I go. To the wild I go. Into the wild, to the wild, to the wild I go. I'm burning bridges with society. Oh, my heart can't be tamed, it keeps pulling me.
So we managed to get one side done using the other piece, the one that we took down. And now we're out of lumber, so we're gonna jump on the mill and get some 2x4s going so that we can keep moving with that. We're switching over to cedar this time because that's what the logs that we have. We don't really have a whole lot of selection to choose from with the logs because, as we've mentioned before, we don't just take down living trees unless they're kind of on our property and we need to build something there, or they were kind of too close to what we want to build. Otherwise, we've just taken fallen trees and nothing's come down in a while.
But the nice thing about cedar is a rot resistant wood. So apparently. But so if we use cedar as our sill, we do have a little bit of fir in here as well. But if we use cedar as our sill, which is the bottom piece, should be rot resistant. We've put rock down in the little trench. It's got a little bit of dirt in it, but it makes it so that there's no, like, if there is any water, it can kind of flow away underneath, which has worked because we pulled the old skirting out and it was just fine underneath. And that was 2 years that we had that skirting up. So I think this will work pretty good. It's so heavy, eh?
So we're gonna frame this much like you would with a regular wall, but we're gonna have to measure each piece individually, each sort of stud piece, because the ground isn't perfectly level, and we're just gonna kind of fit it in where it goes. And then we're also gonna nail the top plate in after Greg does the layout on it, so that that's installed, and then we can basically frame the bottom portion of the wall and stick it in. So worked pretty well on the other one, and the reason we're not just putting the top plate on is because, like I mentioned, the ground is uneven, so it's a lot of fiddling around and doing math and trying to figure out what the correct measurement is. So at least with this, if the top plate is in, we can measure down to the ground, take out the 2 inches from the bottom plate, and we'll have the right number to go into each spot. So, and then we're also doing 2 layers of that Reflectex bubble wrap stuff, whatever you want to call it. So we do one on the inside and one on the outside, and then we'll add plywood to the outside of that. And then Greg also wants to put some insulation in the floor, the Reflectex just on the floor beams, and then that should keep it pretty warm. We didn't really find that the floor was too cold last year, but he wants to just try it out this year, so see if there's much of a difference.
Cute. 28 and a half.
Wash my hair? Why? How is it?
Welcome to the dungeon, girl. Come on down. It'd be fun. There's ghosts and demons in here. Pretty sure.
And cat poops.
Cat poops. That too.
We're running low on daylight, but we've got just that one little short side to do. I think it's 8 feet. And then we'll be closed up, which is going to be really nice tonight because it's getting colder. So at least with this one layer of Reflectex, it should keep the floor a little bit warmer, be easier to keep the house warm, and it's gonna make a big difference. And then tomorrow we can come through, do the second layer. We've actually got water lines from the laundry area around there, so we're gonna do quite a bit more insulation there, but this side of the house never gets any weather, so it's not gonna have wind blowing on it in the winter or anything like that. We've never had issues with our water under the house before, so it should be fine. And yeah, it's coming along. This morning, we're back to the skirting. Greg went into town and got some more plywood today, and we've also got the stuff that we took off we're going to recycle, and some more Reflectex because I think he wants to insulate the floor as well today. So we're just going to keep moving with the skirting. We definitely noticed a difference last night. Much easier to keep the house warm with the skirting on. It really is a crucial piece of having any sort of home that's up off the ground, whether it's an RV or a house on piers. So yeah, really happy with that. And it's going to be good to get that final layer of Reflectex on the plywood and be totally wrapped up. And then we can start thinking about the metal. We haven't really figured out what we're doing. We do have some extras from the roof that we can use for the skirting, but we might also have to order some. So we'll just have to see how it goes. It's not a standard profile of the metal, so it's not one we can just buy from the hardware store, because we got these people from Vancouver to do it. They had the best deals, so they had a special machine that isn't really standard. So we'll have to see what we end up doing with that. But yeah, we're just gonna get into it this morning.
It's kind of a gross day. This isn't really outside working weather. Both Katie and I are very curious if we're getting sick right now. We're pretty healthy people, but we're dragging our knuckles pretty hard today. So Katie's gonna go hop in that hot tub, and I am going to go to the sheet metal shop and bend up the last bits of sheet metal for the entire house, period, which is an exciting thing to do.
Why not?
Get down. Hi, Esmeralda. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, pop, pop. Pop, 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 pop. Do you want to go see your rooster?
No.
Juniper back. Back. Let's go see a rooster. There you go.